Good morning. We are glad to have you with us here at UoT of Tustin, and a special welcome to all of those that have joined us online. I'm Bruce Baird, and I'm one of your, excuse me, I am one of your board members, and just wanted to invite you to come see me after the service if you have any question about our operations or if you have any suggestions. Please take a moment to silence your phones or turn them off, either way. That would be appreciated. Today, we have our own Craig Stephen Phillips, who will be providing our talk today about the season of peace. Our guest musician is Nick Young, and he's going to be playing the sitar, and it's going to be all of his original compositions. And we're now going to start out, and he's going to lead us in our opening song.
Which I did not write this song. Are you all ready to sing? All right. Oh, come, all ye faithful, joyful and triumphant. Oh, come ye to Bethlehem. Come and behold him, born the King of angels. Oh, come, let us adore. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord. Choirs of angels sing in exaltation. Sing, all ye citizens of heaven above. Glory to God, glory in the highest. Oh, come, let us adore. Oh, come, let us adore him. Oh, come, let us adore him, Christ the Lord.
Good morning. Good morning. I might as well get a microphone. My name's Jack Ragland. I'm a prayer chaplain here at UoT of Tustin, and this morning it is my great honor and privilege to open the service by lighting the Christ candle and reading today's daily word. I light the Christ candle as a symbol of that Christ consciousness which is in all of us. The light of God spreads through us to the entire world. We release any negativity and any possible doubt or lack of faith, and let our light shine on everyone we meet, blessing them as well as ourselves. The word for today is grace. I trust grace is my constant blessing. As an expression of God, I need not ever worry about earning God's approval or favor. Grace is my assurance that I am one with God and heir to all that God is. I know oneness during times of deep spiritual communion, understanding I am fully human and fully divine. Through this awareness, my experience of grace deepens. I understand grace is more than a gift from God and begin to see it as an aspect of my divine inheritance. Grace is not a blessing I need hope for. It is the blessing I can count upon. It is trusting I will have what I need when I need it, that my support will come to me even from the most unlikely channels. Grace is knowing that God is with me and within me throughout all of my life. The biblical reference is from Ephesians chapter 2, verse 8. For by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not your own doing, it is the gift of God. In peace. At this time, it is my pleasure to introduce Amanda Hoagie, who will share her her transformational story.
Hello. I would like to start out by asking for a little bit of that grace, as public speaking is not my thing. But for some reason I decided you needed 7 minutes of my ineptitude. So, hello, the title of my transformational story is A Timeline of Miracles. A quote by, I believe myself, I Googled it and I couldn't find it anywhere else, but not every day is miraculous, but there is a miracle in every day. Hi, my name is Amanda Hoagie, and I'm currently your administrative assistant. Thank you. For those of you in Mutts, you most likely know my husband, Brian. He's back there in plaid. And for those of you who attended the recent service where some of Santa's helpers announced our toy drive, two of those elves are my Ava and Livia. We have been attending Unity since January of this year. Now, I'm not a Southern California native. I hail from the distant land of South Carolina, where most of my large family still resides. Ever since moving to Tustin in 2015, I have been looking for family and community. In 2021, Brian and I made the decision to homeschool our girls. This meant that I quit my job, thus cutting the cord to what I believed to be my community. In an attempt to find interesting and engaging things to do with the kiddos, I searched for gardens near me, and up popped Unity. Now begins the timeline of miracles. April 13th, 2022, the girls and I explore the gardens. It takes me almost a year to stop talking about attending a Sunday service and actually do it. January 8th, 2023, I'm not sure if those of you remember the exact date and what we were doing on that day, but it was the White Stone ceremony and also my first Sunday service. I sat outside in the sunshine, listening to the message being delivered by Shara. I can remember soft tears flowing down my cheeks while she spoke of community engagement, specifically demystifying the inner workings of community. She said, without being able to be in the unknown, there is no room for growth. As I soaked up all the love and intention I could feel had been poured into this sacred space, my spirit whispered, home. The word that came to me was release. And this has been sitting on my bedside table for 11 months now, almost a year. And what's funny, I was trying to figure out the date. I was doing a bunch of digging, and I just had to turn this stone over and find the date. Anyway, so the word that came to me was release. May 1st, 2023, Brian and I met with Shara and shared a meal. That was the first time Shara requested I share a transformational story, to which I thought, no thank you, I don't speak in public. What I think I actually said was, I'll think about it. I did not. Now I'd like to bring up the story of Jonah and the whale. You might be familiar with the biblical tale, but here's a brief synopsis. Jonah was called by God to do something. He said, no thank you, probably something along the lines of, I don't speak in public, ran away and was promptly swallowed by a whale. Now back to me. August 31st, 2023, Erin, our lovely youth and family ministry guru, invited me to her office at the beach. And we discussed ideas and plans for the future, plans for ourselves, for our kids, and for unity. As our meeting was coming to a close, a pod of 3 dolphins appear. I love signs. Things like feathers appearing when you're being watched over by your angel or /spirit guides, numbers appearing in a synchronistic way, a call from your minister when you are in desperate need of a job. Weird, right? According to Google, 3 dolphins means endurance, unity, strength, and they represent community. October 30th, 2023, on this date I was given a financial blessing, and I wanted to make sure to invest in spirit before flesh. I wanted to be part of We Free Unity. I chose a sacred number that has been a blessing to me, and as I was about to press submit, I realized I needed to be more intentional and remove greed or expectation for the seed I was about to plant. My kids and I prayed over the offering, and we pressed the button together. A couple days later, November 1st, 2023, as I remembered, numerology 111. In sacred numerology, 111 is considered to be a significant moment in time for an event to occur. It is seen as an example of synchronicity, as well as a favorable sign toward the presence of spiritual influence. The girls and I were helping with a project for Unity and needed some paint. My old job was in the paint industry. I decided it was time to go visit my old stomping grounds and get some closure. While there, I realized there was a big part of me that really missed working, and I longed for that community again. On my drive home, I actually cried, and I grew really angry. I felt frustrated that I hadn't found a job, and not just any job, a job that was fulfilling. I didn't rush the emotion away. I sat with it and gave it room. 15 minutes later, I kid you not, I'm at the car dealership and I get a call from Shara. First of all, and this isn't in my notes, at that time we didn't make it a point to, chit-chat on the phone. So seeing my minister's name, I was like, am I in trouble? Why is she calling me? Anyway, so Shara shared that Unity was in need of an administrative assistant and asked if I would be interested in applying. I began to weep for the second time that day, but these were tears of joy. I shared with her the previous events of the day and thanked her for this phone call and opportunity. It was a divine moment. I interviewed with Shara and Mary Jean. Then they needed to speak with the board. I waited patiently, of course, casually chewing my nails. Finally, Shara called to let me know that a unanimous vote had decided to let me be the new Unity of Tustin administrative assistant. Thank you. I was over the moon. My family was over the moon. It was just pure bliss. The final part of my story is where Jonah and the whale comes back into play. In my first meeting with my new Unity team, Shara asked me yet again if I would share my transformational story. Unbeknownst to her, I had, for no specific reason, spent the better part of the previous evening creating a detailed timeline of all the miraculous things that had transpired. I couldn't fit them all in here. It was long. These events were so obvious that I could not deny divine intervention. So as she asked me one more time to speak, I felt I could not run anymore. The whale had finally delivered me to my proverbial Nineveh. To be clear, I do not see Unity of Tustin as Nineveh. You guys are fantastic. In fact, I should say we are fantastic. I do see that I have tried for so long to avoid the thing that scares me, public speaking. I felt I have a story to share, but I have let my fear, my ego, my insecurities guide me instead of leaning into faith, trust, and love. At the beginning of this journey, I felt I was alone. Through the blessing of unity and being embraced in the we, I was able to remove that false shroud. Through the transformative Sunday messages and the love of this congregation, I found the capacity to release my old ways of thinking, to release my old ways of approaching life, and to release my old views of myself and my capabilities. And I'm beyond blessed to say I have found not just community, but family and unity. And I promise this is ending. But for those of you who are not familiar with the 12 powers of unity, which I was not 11 months ago on January 8th, the word for the month of November is release. So all that to say, thank you for your time, thank you for your support, and thank you for this opportunity to serve the community.
Stay tanned.
This beautiful music is the prayer for this morning, isn't it? If I didn't say any more words, we could just sit together in that stillness, in the vibration that's arisen from the sacred music, from kirtan, from this beautiful music that we've been given this morning, which touches us so deeply with that divine peace. Are you at peace this morning? Look inside. Don't assume that you know. Look and see. For those of you that may not be feeling peace, bring the question to your mind. What would you need to let go of to be at peace this morning, right now? As we begin and move toward the season of peace, now through New Year's, through Christmas, I'll talk more about that in a moment. This peace is arising in the world. It's so readily available for those that will be turning towards it, diving into it within. Just a few moments. We can begin today. Let your heart be at peace. Let the mind rest in that peace. When we do this, we can realize and practice and bring into the world the energy of peace as shown in the peace prayer. Many of you know this prayer as the prayer of St. Francis. It doesn't really matter. St. Francis didn't write the prayer. It was a French priest around World War I. But his spirit is definitely in this and in these words that we can bring into our hearts as we begin the season of peace. Lord, make me an instrument of your peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O Divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand. To be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive. It is in pardoning that we are pardoned. It is in dying that we are born to eternal life. This morning, as we begin the season of peace, let the little ego die. Let it go today. That part of you that keeps you from experiencing that ocean of oneness, of divine awareness that you are. Let your separateness dissolve into this ocean of peace. And let this peace guide you during this sacred season. Remember that peace is what this season is about. So now we'll be blessed to hear another selection. Oh, Zelda, I'm sorry, you're coming up too. But we can stay in the meditative state, even as we listen to Zelda. Thank you.
And it's just so appropriate to follow with that opening prayer after that delightful song by Nick. Thank you. So I have wonderful, wonderful news. But, it's just such a little different shout out. Hearing Amanda speak about the we and all that we have done together here, just magnificent, magnificent. So I do want to share with you the We for Unity that we started a number of weeks ago, and we're coming to an end. Next week, we're going to have a celebration of all that we have done together as a we. We're going to have some exciting things a little extra in our service. And after church, we're going to have a celebration. So I hope all of you will be here. And Andrea says we're going to light the tree during service next Sunday. So that'll all be beautiful, beautiful. So if you want, I'm going to show you the number in a minute here. And if you still want to participate, we're at 86 givers, and we're kind of looking for 100 we's in it. You do have your little envelopes in the back of your chair. If you want to just slip a little thing in there, put it on there, we could get our number up. So let's just pop the plug off of this thermometer. Little drum roll. That is you. That is the we that we've all done together. And I just can't, it is so heartwarming, and I'm just so, so very grateful. So thank you all so very much.
What a ball I'm having up here with you guys today. When I pulled up in the parking lot this morning, I just felt something really strong and really beautiful here. So thank you so much for creating this wonderful energy. And I wanted to let you know that this is a song I wrote many years ago, but I never quite felt like it was finished. And this morning, I wrote one more verse to the song, and I really felt like it was inspired by you guys and the opportunity to come and share with you. There's a river that is flowing through the land behind your eyes. A river full of voices telling truth, telling lies. No one can change a river's course, it'll drown you if you try. But a loving heart will take you from the water to the sky. River flow, faithful companion. You and I know, land and sky, water blue, wind and tide. Your voice is true. Your voice is true. The river has no purpose but to seek the easy way. It is we who choose the reason by the things we do and say. It is we who set the course when we rise to greet the day. It is we who teach the voices all the words that they will say. River flow, faithful companion. You and I know, land and sky, water blue, wind and tide. Your voice is true. Your voice is true. I breathe into this moment as the voices fade away, asking God, what is your will for me as I rise to greet the day? Breathing deep into my heart to find the voice that starts to sing. Love, kindness, and service at the root of everything. River flow, faithful companion. You and I know, land and sky, water blue, wind and tide. Your voice is true. Your voice is true.
Can you play the sitar? As we close our eyes for meditation, so easy again after that beautiful song. As we hear about the flow of the Tao, this simple flowing peace that is here this morning. All that's necessary is to surrender, to let go today. You don't have to procure anything. You don't have to find anything. It's you. It's here. Just looking within. This is enough. Listen. As you draw your next in breath, repeat to yourself, breathing in, I am at peace. Breathing out, I am free. Breathing in, I am at peace. Breathing out, I am free. Let the sound of the music bring ease to your body. Let yourself be very, very still for a moment as you listen. And as you listen, feel the breath. Feel the breath as peace this morning. And feel that you can breathe this peace through the point between your eyebrows, through your forehead. And breathe it back into the middle of your head. For a few breaths, let it rise up toward the crown of your head. Lift your interior gaze as you do this. Feeling your spirit, your shin, rising to heaven. And as you feel your awareness now settling down in the middle of your head, gazing from that point out through your forehead, feeling the breath as it flows in with peace, as it flows out with peace. Listening. Resting. 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 as we continue to feel this piece of meditation, bring this question to your mind. If you could be given one thing at this moment as we begin this season of peace, this is your secret wish to the divine or to Santa Claus, the Tao. If you could ask for one thing and be given it this morning, what would you ask for? Bring it into your mind. If you can, bring it to just one word. As you breathe in, breathe the energy of this word into your heart. As you breathe out, repeat the word to yourself, this that you most long for this morning. Take several of those breaths. Feel it. For some of you, as you do this, you may notice that that which you most long for, you already have. The experience of that is available now. Listen to these words from the great Zen master, Thich Nhat Hanh. If you think that peace and happiness are somewhere else and you run after them, you will never arrive. It is only when you realize that peace and happiness are available here in the present moment that you will be able to relax. In daily life, there is so much to do and so little time. You may feel pressured to run all the time. Just stop. Touch the depth of the present moment, and you will touch real peace and joy. Look and see if that is true for you now. Those of you that are resting in that peace. Because it is only available now. This is not waiting for you a month from now or a year from now. It is here. It is now. As we enter the season of peace, so many of us are longing to feel that peace moment to moment in our lives. After all these years of teaching the Dharma, after all these years of doing one-on-one counseling with others, groups, retreats, I've talked to a lot of people over the years about what they most want. And I would have to say that the word that comes up the most is peace. I just want peace. The good news this morning is that you can have this peace now if you really, really want it. It is available here. It's not waiting for you at home or when you do more practices or when you read more books or when you get to Christmas. It's now. It's here. As Thich Nhat Hanh says, can you stop running? Ask yourself that today. All of you know what that means. Go inside. Can I stop running? The running is very enticing. The running here, the running there, the doing this, the doing that, coming over here, finding that, I need that. Oh. Doing. And this is especially true in the season that we're getting ready to enter. Many of you will start to do more and more and more. And notice that as you do more and more, your peace slips away. Because peace is not a doing. Peace is being. The vast majority of you are being this morning. You're not doing anything. Are you doing anything other than resting? Feeling what's available here? The presence is here, is it not? You are that presence. You didn't have to do anything for it, but turn your attention towards it. When we get caught in the world and we're running, as Thich Nhat Hanh said, or we think we have all this to do, particularly during the holiday season, this peace slips away. Oftentimes we end up sick. Isn't it true? From our overdoing. This isn't true. This isn't just true for the people in the world who have no spiritual path, and that's the vast majority. This is people who have been on the spiritual path for a while. Peace is elusive, isn't it? I was in an intensive with Eckhart Tolle once, and he said, it was toward the end, and it was the atmosphere within, around us, was filled with stillness, with peace. He said, most of you have peace now. He said this is what I hear from people. I want peace, I want peace, I want peace. So he said, you come here and you get filled up with peace. And by the time you get to your car, you've lost your peace. Because you've been checking your phone. Or you start thinking about, what they said to me, I'll never forget it. How can I be at peace? I've got to settle the score. What about tomorrow when I'm at work? Those people, they're not at peace. I can't be at peace till they're at peace. This is what we do, isn't it? We have this mindset, as Thich Nhat Hanh is getting at, that until we arrange our life outside in a way that's peaceful, we cannot possibly be at peace. If you look at what's happening in the outer world, that has not worked so far, has it? Yeah? I'm not going to even talk about the outer world very much today. Because it's clear what every master has told us. All of you that want world peace, are you at peace? This is what I notice about myself. Oh, I want world peace. Oh, it's getting so dire. And it is. I'm not going to deny that. But the teaching here is very simple. And all great ones have said this. We will not have world peace or peace in the world until there is peace within. All of you know that. What are you waiting for? You want to contribute to the world? Cultivate peace in yourself. It's that simple. Isn't it simple? Really. What could be more simple? All of you feel that peace this morning. Take it with you. As you drive your car, as you go and fellowship with others, everybody will be at peace, and we're all sharing that peace. But we know it's not that easy, don't we? As Eckhart said, people say, I want peace, I want peace, I want peace, when really what we create over and over is non-peace. We love the drama. Even the drama of the holidays we love. I have so much to do. What will I get so-and-so? They have everything. Right? Maybe what they really want is to just sit down with you and have a nice conversation without all the craziness. For you to be actually available to them and present to them. Maybe that would be a great gift for all of us, to be present to each other in that way. Next month is the birth of the Prince of Peace. Isn't that what he's called? It wasn't just him. It wasn't just for him. What he came to teach us and reflect was that we are all that peace. And until there is, as Thich Nhat Hanh says, peace within, there will not be peace without. And all we have to do is stop running. Be present. Be here. If you look right now, you go inside. Is there peace here? Look. Don't take my word for it. Is there peace here? Do you feel it? Can you rest in that? So we're not lacking peace, are we? This peace is as present between here and your car as it is in your car, as it is on the way home, as it is in your house. It's a matter of paying attention. What we're usually paying attention to is the absolute madness in our mind, aren't we? This that's going all the time. I love this term, peace of mind. Good luck. What does that even mean? It's really just a mind that ceases to bother you. Can you imagine that? That would be pretty good. Your mind's doing its thing and you don't really care. The songs kind of got at that. It was beautiful, those beautiful words that we heard today. This is possible through meditation. We hear about meditation and we think it's about getting rid of that. That's what I believe for longer than I would admit. I thought I was going to get rid of that thing that was driving me crazy. And then I came to realize through some dear teachers that it's not about getting rid of that. It's about seeing clearly that that is not who you are. What you are is that awareness that is at peace. You hear the mind and it doesn't disturb you so much. Most of you feel that when you come and meditate here. Suddenly the mind is not so important and you have peace. And we long for that, don't we? Don't we long just to live in that peace? Not just at Christmas time in this month, but all the time. To be at peace. If there is no peace within, your life will not be at peace. And for those of you that want peace in the world, you cannot contribute to world peace if you are not at peace. I don't care who you vote for, what your political persuasion is, what you say about those people versus those people. It's all nonsense. Most of those people are not at peace, are they? If you ever watch them march, right? Oh, those people. We see it going on, not just in this country, but all over the world. Us versus them. This tribalism. Their hearts and minds are filled with rage, and they may think it's justified. But what we don't see is it's a never-ending cycle of violence and non-peace. And it begins in the individual. When we are at peace, well, teachers have said it this way. How many people does it take to bring peace to the world? One. And who would that be? You. You. That's all. Sitting quietly, being still, following the breath. Can you do that? Oh, I have things to do. I've got to put up the Christmas lights. I've got gifts to buy. Nothing wrong with any of that. But the real purpose and focus of this time is your spiritual liberation. Isn't that why Christ came here, gave his life? He gave his life as an example so that we can wake up from the dream of the little me. This little ego that's doing all the time and doing stuff that in the end isn't going to matter at all. Have you ever had that feeling? You're in the middle of something and you just kind of go, does this even matter? Right? Doesn't matter that much. What matters, as teachers have said for millennia, is your salvation, your awakening. That's why Jesus came here, as an example to us all. What do we get when we wake up? What we have today, peace. And then we can bring that, as Jesus did, into the world, as the Buddha shared that, as Lao Tzu shared that, as all the great ones, living and dead, have shared. It's not about their words. It's about the state of awareness that they embody and bring into the world and share with others. Some of you have maybe been around beings like that. They exude peace. It was kind of like the music today. I didn't need to do anything else. There was part of me that just wanted to tell our friend to keep playing and we would just sit and listen. That would have been a pretty good service, wouldn't it? My words are just, unnecessary, really. Your mind's words are unnecessary if you look. This is what people who meditate regularly begin to discover. The mind doesn't matter that much. What matters is sitting in that awareness and resting. Now, 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 now. Always now, notice. Peace will not be in the future. Peace is now or not at all. You are either at peace now or not at all. That's the truth. There's a wonderful story that I want to share today because all of us want to share this peace with others. But I think we realize that until we cultivate this peace in ourselves, we will not be able to bring it into the world. There is just simply no way. So start with yourself. Start here. Start honestly with who you are and what you see within. This is a really another one of those very powerful stories that gets at what I'm pointing at today, the season of peace that we find ourselves in. And this very real, beautiful impulse we have to share this with others as we're sharing it together today in our community. So there were 3 monks. I love the way it all starts. Most of you have heard me tell enough of these stories. It's like, 3 this time. The last time it was 2. Or there was 1 in the last one, right? Last week. The gratitude stories were amazing, weren't they? Last week. So there wasn't as many stories about peace, but there was this one. And I'd never heard it before. It's really beautiful. And so there were 3 monks, and they were in the Shaolin tradition. The Shaolin tradition comes from China. It's the original Zen, called Chan. Chan moved to Japan and became Zen, a very different style when the Japanese got a hold of it. In China, it was much different. It was this beautiful blending of Taoism and Buddhism. So it was very earthy, still is, very beautiful. And as was the tradition back in those days, I don't know about now, because there still are Shaolin monks. By the way, anybody remember the old TV series Kung Fu? Caine was a Shaolin monk. He was a Chan Buddhist. So, grasshopper. By the way, I don't know if I mentioned this recently, you can still find that on TV. For those of you that have never watched this series, give yourselves an opportunity. It really is remarkable that this show ever got on TV back in the 70s. Chunks of Tao are in this, like right from the Tao Te Ching and the way he lives. It's just beautiful to watch. It'll bring peace to you. If you're not at peace, watch an episode of Kung Fu. Even though he's a whirlwind through the old West, throwing these robbers and things on the ground, he's at peace all the time. So there were 3 monks in the Shaolin tradition, and as is the tradition, they start when they're very young. They're taken in as young boys, and then they do their practices with the masters, including a lot of martial arts. And then at some point back in those days, they would be asked to leave. It's true what you see in the series. They would be asked to leave to take their ministry, their monkhood into the world and serve. Some of them would not return to the temple for many, 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 many years, if at all. They would wander. So these 3 monks had been friends, and it was getting to that time as they moved into their 20s when the master called them to him and he said, "It's time for you to leave. You will leave tomorrow, and I want you to come and I want you to tell me as you leave what you'll be doing in the world with what you've gathered here." So the next day, they got together with the master. He asked the first monk, "What is it you'll be doing?" He said, "Master, there is no peace in this world. I'm going to go and I'm going to teach peace. I'm going to speak about peace wherever I need to and bring peace into the world." The master nodded. He said, "Very good." And he said to the second monk, "What will you do?" The second monk said, "Well, I'm going to go into the nearby town and I'm going to minister to the sick and the dying." The master said, "Very good." And the third one, "What are you going to do?" He said, "Master, I'm going to head into the forest and I'm going to sit in tranquility." Very, very good. So the next day off they went to their chosen paths. After about 6 months, the first monk returned to the temple. He knocked on the door. Boom, boom, boom. Now sometimes they wouldn't let him back in. The monk came to the door. He said, "Yes, I'm here to see the master." "Oh, well, we'll see." He brought him in, took him to the quarters, and the master came in. He sat down in front of him. He said, "What are you doing here? How's it going for you out there?" He said, "Not well." He said, "I went and I spoke about peace and I preached about peace and I proselytized about peace, and Master, there's no peace in the world. Everywhere I went, people are in non-peace. There is violence in the world. There is so much turmoil. There is, even in China at that time, right? Things haven't changed that much." He said, "I started to fall into despair. I couldn't take it anymore. I had to come back. There was nothing but non-peace. I am not at peace." The master said, "Well, come back tomorrow. We'll decide what to do with you." But as he got up to leave, the master said to him, "Did you actually expect to teach peace when you are not at peace?" Ooh, the monk heard these words. He says, yeah, I'll think about that. So the next day, wouldn't you know, as fate would have it, another knock came on the door. Boom, 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 boom. Second monk is back. Same story. "Can I see the master?" "Oh, okay, come on in. Your friend was here yesterday." "Oh, that's good. He hadn't seen him in 6 months." Brought him in. The master came in, sat down. "How's it going for you?" He said, "Master, the suffering is a bottomless pit. There are so many people who are sick and struggling. So many are dying. There's a famine in the countryside, and many are dying without food. There is nothing to be done. I was overwhelmed in a short time. I could not help anybody." The master said, He said, come back tomorrow, we'll decide what to do. But as he was leaving for the door, the master said to him, tell me, if you haven't cured the disease in your own mind, how did you expect to help others with their disease? The master thought about that, or the monk thought about that. Those are pretty good words. I have to go contemplate. The next day, the master called both of these monks to him, and he said, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go find your third friend who has not returned. And when you get there in the forest, I want you to tell him that I sent you. Okay, so they did. They set off immediately. 3 arduous days in the jungle until finally they came to a clearing. And there by a small pond, there was a little hut that had been built. And there sat their friend by the water. And as they came upon this monk, they could see that he was radiant and that he was shining with the light. And they got closer. He opened his eyes. He said, friends, good to see you. Won't you sit with me? And they sat down and they started to tell him their tales of woe and all that had happened to them in the world. And finally they said, but friend, how did you find this peace that is radiating from you? And he went and he got a very big basin and he put it in the middle of their little circle. And he went and he got a jug and he filled it with water and he brought it back to the basin. He sat down and he said, let's close our eyes for a moment. And they did. And after a little while, he poured the water into the basin and they opened their eyes. He beckoned for them to come and look into the basin. He said, what do you see, friends? He said, we don't see anything. The water is filled with turmoil and it's going like this. He said, yes. He said, just as when I came to the forest, my mind was like this water, filled with turmoil, filled with its own opinions, filled with all of these beliefs, all of this anger and all of the things that were inside of me. And so I sat and I sat and I listened to the silence. I listened to the waterfall that moves into the pond. And after a little while, he said, look, by this time the water had become very, very clear and placid. He said, come now and look inside. And they did. They could see their reflection. He said, when my mind grew still enough, I saw the truth of the light of peace that I am behind the mind. And since that day, it has never left me. Well, the 2 monks said, would you mind teaching us about this? He said, stay as long as you want, but I have nothing to teach. Just be quiet and listen. And so they did. For months, they stayed with this monk and they sat every day and they were still and they listened to the silence and they discovered the peace within. After some time had passed and they had this realization, the first monk said, it is time for me now to go back into the world and teach peace. Not through what I say, but through embodying this peace that I have discovered here. And he left. The second monk then said, it is time for me to move back into the world, but this time, as I go to minister to the sick and the dying, I will do so from this deep peace that I have found here. And he left. Lao Tzu says in the Tao Te Ching, do you have the patience to sit and wait until the mud settles and the water becomes clear? That's what this monk did. Can you wait until all of your thoughts and opinions and anger and judgments fall to the bottom so that the water is clear and you can know the peace that is within you? Can you? You will not know it unless you sit. You will not know it unless you want it more than your life. When you want it that way, and when you want it more than your next breath, peace will be yours like that. Let's remember that as we move into the season of peace. This was the message of Jesus. This is available within us. And we have the opportunity in this next month to embody this energy in everything that we do by just being still. Do the practices so that you can be that embodiment of peace as you move in your family, as you go to all of the things that you'll be doing with others, all of the celebrations. You'll be able to bring that peace, which is the true gift that you can bring to others, because you have discovered that gift within yourself. And that is where peace is. One little sidelight for those of you that just want to give a little plug, because this is just been scheduled. The next time that I'm here in the third week of December, we'll have a meditation retreat after the service from 1 to 4. So for those of you that might be scared of sitting that long, it's really easier than you think. I make it very interesting. We break it up a little bit. Give yourself the gift of that retreat that day so that you can cultivate that peace in yourself and bring it into the world and into whatever you do. And remember the words from Thich Nhat Hanh in the next month. Peace in oneself, peace in the world. Not the other way around. Peace in oneself, peace in the world. Let's close our eyes and just take a breath as we breathe in this Dharma. I went a little, well, it wasn't that long today, but actually my Dharma talk was shorter than usual, but we had all kinds of other wonderful things moving and going on, so we were blessed with all of that. So breathe these words in. Let them serve you as you move into the holidays. And listen to these words again from Thich Nhat Hanh. When you produce peace and happiness in yourself, you begin to realize peace for the whole world. With the smile that you produce in yourself, with the conscious breathing you establish within yourself, you begin to work for peace in the world. Peace within oneself, peace in the world.
Thank you, Craig, for bringing our awareness how to bring peace into our lives, especially during this season. And to you, Nick, for that beautiful sitar music. It just warmed the heart. Just felt your presence here. Thank you so much. My name is John Claude Pinto, and I'm your platform assistant for today. And it's this time for us to welcome our first-time guests here in the sanctuary and those online. We welcome our first-time guests in person and online. We are also grateful that you have joined us today. Here at Unity of Tustin, we believe in many paths, one God, and our mission is to transform lives and inspire people to make a positive difference in our world. We are a community of all walks of life and would like you to know that whatever your background, gender identity, wherever you are on your spiritual path, we are glad you're here to continue your journey with us. Now I invite the ushers to please come forward with the flower and an information card. And if you are here for the first time and are comfortable in doing so, we invite you to raise your hand so we can recognize you and gift you with a flower and a card. Anybody here for the first time? Oh, welcome, welcome. Thank you. And we have we have someone here and a lady back there. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Okay. Thank you so much. And we don't want to miss anybody. Yes, and to Nick, of course. Yes. Thank you so much. Now it's time for the love offering as we share our financial gifts with our ministry. The various electronic ways to give are listed on the card in the seats in front of you and in our weekly newsletter and bulletin. We also pass an offering bag to receive in-person donations. In whatever form that you choose to give, we invite you to briefly hover your hand over the offering bag as you are passing it along, taking that moment to connect with the spirit of giving. We are grateful for your faith and generosity. Now I invite Craig to bless up. I'll make the blessings.
Let's hold our hands up and send our light and energy to the offering that's been made today, because as I always say, through this offering, through your generosity and the light that fills this offering, the unity community is able to continue to bring this light and this good work into the world. And all of us individually and as one are helping to make this happen every time that we give. So feel gratitude for the giving that you did today and for the gifts that it brings into the world. And so it is. And the love offering blessing
Of as me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive.
All right. Let love rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free, lift me up, let me fly. I am the earth, I am the sky. I was broken, now I'm whole. Love is flowing in my soul. I am the flower, I am the light. I am walking through the night. Let love rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free, lift me up, let me fly. I am the earth, I am the sky. Spirit rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free, lift me up, let me fly. I am the earth, I am the sky. I was broken, now I'm whole. Love is flowing in my soul. I am the flower, I am the light. I am walking through the night. Let love rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free, lift me up, let me fly. I am the earth, I am the sky. Spirit rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free.
Thank you, Nick. And some of the closing announcements. Sunday, December 3rd, will be the final celebration of We Free Unity Opportunity. And Zelda reminded us of that. We're looking for 100% participation, so there's still 1 week left. The Youth and Family Life will present their donation to Shara at that service. Okay. A second announcement, our second annual United in Light is December 8th and 9th. And we have Connie right here organizing a lot of that. In addition to beautifully decorated sites, there will be a Christmas boutique and bake sale. If you haven't seen the new lights installed in our gardens from the grant we received, this is a great opportunity to do that. And again, I'd like to thank the musician, Nick Young. We are a 7-day-a-week ministry. There is always so much happening here at our campus of consciousness. Please make sure to check each Friday for our weekly e-newsletter and visit our welcome table, which is located just outside on the right-hand side. And we have information about various upcoming and ongoing class events and opportunities for involvement at our beloved Unity of Tustin. Please join us after the service now as we connect for food and fellowship around the hospitality table. Our bookstore is open. Our Reiki healing practitioners are wearing the green ribbons and are available. And our prayer chaplains with white ribbons will be at the entrance of the meditation gardens to listen and pray with you. All prayers are confidential. And now if you all stand up, we will say the prayer for protection. Okay. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. The presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Now go forth and live it. And peace be with you.
Let love rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free, lift me up, let me fly. I am the earth, I am the sky. Spirit rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free. Me up, let me fly. I am the earth, I am the sky. Spirit rain down on me. Blessed rain, set me free. Yes, I was thinking the same thing.